bass strategy. Well, November is here, and to me, nothing says November more like October favorites. So let's get started talking about what happened in October. The month of October was really all about one technique in particular. The lipless crankbait not only caught the most fish, but it caught the biggest fish of the month. Those are the two main categories that I like to talk about in my monthly favorite videos. So let's take a look at the two lipless crankbaits that I used to catch the most and the biggest fish. So the first one we're going to talk about is this 6th Sense Quake, and that's in that true bluegill color. Now this one, I feel I caught the most fish on this one. I use this one the most. It's with that high-pitched rattle, and when those fish were up more, a little shallow, earlier in the month of October, they were really responding well to that color and that vibration. The biggest fish, you saw me pull it in, a 4.65 pound bass, came on that Jackall TN DiskKnocker, and I used that reflective color to get the job done. And that's in that 1/2 ounce size. And this DiskKnocker has that loud one knocking sound. Honorable mention must go out to the popper. Now popper bite, that topwater action kind of came and went very quickly in about a span of 2 to 3 weeks, but if you could have just held on for a couple more weeks, it would have been a contender, but instead we're going to have to give it honorable mention. Let's take a look back at some of the popper memories this fall. Brings a little tear to my eye thinking about the popper memories. You know, special thanks wasn't getting a whole lot of traction, so we have a new category this month, and that category is a redemption moment. I have a live redemption moment out on the water. Let's take a look at what happened out there. Alright guys, I lost my jig in a tree. The wind just carried it up there, but I think I can get it back. My plan is I'm going to go right under it, and the hook is just kind of over the limb. So I'm going to poke it with my rod and try to get it to fall right into my boat. Oh, come on, baby. Well, I got the line. I got the line. Oh, I'm getting this lure back. I got it back. Oh yeah, redemption. Nothing like getting a lure back like that. You thought it was gone? I thought this was toast. I got it back. It was so great to get that jig back out of the tree. A true redemption moment. And now for our special no thanks of the month. And we're going to go into story time. So I was out using a lipless crankbait. I was actually using the LV500. It was a tough day out on the water, and I was actually using that LV500 in a jigging way, right off the bottom, and kind of letting it sink in almost like a jig, just hopping it a little bit on the bottom. It's partially my fault that I didn't really know how the water ski lanes really worked, but I was fishing amongst the water ski lanes, and all of a sudden I felt my LV500 become snagged, and I'm looking at my depth finder thinking I am in 15 feet of water right here. What could I be snagged on? It's not a rock. It's not a tree. You know, I'm pretty deep out there. I kind of felt like I knew what was going on. What could it be? So as I'm kind of jigging my LV500, out of my corner of my eye, I can see the buoy on the water ski lane moving with my rod. Now, for those of you who don't know, the LV500, it's a Lucky Craft lure, is pretty expensive. They're like 16 bucks each. So obviously I'm going to do everything I can to retrieve this lure. I realized it was caught on some kind of a rope system on the water ski lanes. So I thought, well, maybe if I can just grab a hold of the rope and pull it above the surface, I could go and retrieve my lure. So I go to the buoy that was moving, and I grab a hold of the rope, and sure enough, I can lift it above the water, but it is coated in dead lake mud. And so I had to pull myself to my LV500, and the dead lake mud is splattering all over my boat. I had just cleaned the boat, and now it's covered in mud splatter, dead mud splatter. And finally, I get to my LV500. I feel another redemption moment upon me. And I take it off of the rope. And I say, yes, I got my LV500 back. I throw it back in the water, and I let the rope sink to the bottom. And I start cleaning all the dead mud splatter off my boat. And then I go to reel my lure back in, and it got stuck on the rope again. So all over again, I had to go to the buoy, get the rope, and it was like even worse. For somehow the dead mud splattered further than ever before, all over my stuff, all over my boat. But I did get my LV500 back, and I thought to myself, I can't, you know what? Who puts out these lanes? And that, you know, you should be required to take them in and off the water. You could just leave it on the water full time, all the time. I just wanted to cut the rope right off there. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show them. I'm going to give them the special no thanks of the month of October. So now you're going to reap your sown oats, water ski lane people. Special no thanks to you. It's an abomination, and I'm getting a little worked up just talking about it and reliving that moment. But we'll just leave it at special no thanks. Guys, while I hope you enjoyed this video, if you did, give me that like and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.